Hello guys, the reason why I have made this film is because the LGBTQ lobby is so strong that if a country do not want to follow it, it can be punished. So this movement became an important part of our lives. It is characteristic of LGBTQ members that the social etiquettes does not apply to them. So whose are these people that the public manners do not apply to them? Who stand behind them? I have never seen in history such a minority who had such a huge support and privilege like the members of the LGBTQ community. In this film I try to reveal whose are the ones who stand behind the LGBTQ community. I know this sounds weird because who else can stand behind the LGBTQ community if not the members? But I see in a different way thanks to the symbolic language. I'm gonna show you through two films whose are the ones who stand behind the LGBTQ propaganda. First one is the baby boss. There is an adult who dressed up as a woman.
Oh, really? Wait until they meet Hubby Co's certified in-house child care expert. Ooh. Oh no.
Let's see now the Crowd's New Age episode.
Pack stays together. Bro. Bro? Bro. Bros.
What the best?
Bros. Bro FFs. Banana Bros. Bros. Bros.
What are they doing? Hey, get your heads in the game!
Yes, I know. By the storyline, this scene was about two fathers who find true friendship in each other. But I see different way this scene. I see two adults who wearing skirts and they looking each other with love, while a love song has been played. This love song was written by Gary Kemp, who felt a platonic love to Claire Grogan. So as you saw, the common thing in these two films is the LGBTQ propaganda. What similarities can be discovered in these two films? The Satanism, or references to Satanism. In Baby Boss, you have the symbolic story of Lucifer, which I already mentioned in one of my previous films. And there is satanic references in Crowd 2. In Crowd New Age, a devil had appeared, exactly for the same reason, like the sign of the devil horn in the film Me and My Prince. That means you should pay attention. The movie Me and My Prince, I already explained it to you in the first episode of this series, how to recognize hidden messages in films. So if you are interested, check that episode.
Don't tell Mrs. Betterman, but while she thinks I'm toiling in the hot sun, I'm actually in here. My man cave.
Whew. It's hot in here.
Grog, you might be more comfortable if you removed your fur pelt.
I already did.
Right. Yeah, it's a place a father can escape the chaos of family life. Relax. Hang with his bros. If bros he has. Another shark milk?
So, you come in here to hide from your family?
Not hide. Help. I help my family.
So, how does this help your family?
Yeah. This is where I find solutions to my family's biggest problems.
Okay.
If you paid attention, you was able to learn what's symbolizing the cave. The cave is the symbol of the place where new ID is born. So the conclusion is that behind the LGBTQ propaganda, a secret occult society stand. Maybe the ones which I helped before personally. This society came up with a plan. Here is a document from the actual plan. What was surprising for me when I have spoken with a person who teaching LGBTQ for children, the person didn't know about this plan. This plan is capable to point the attention of the children to sexuality. And when I told to her, she said, this is nothing more than a bad rumor. This is not what they teach. They do not point the attention of the children to sexuality. She told me that the goal of the LGBTQ education for the children is to teach the child that the body of the child is belong to them, so nothing can happen to their body without their permission. Adults cannot do things to a child what the child doesn't like. I think this is not the proper way to teach a child, because my parents did a better job in this field, and I'm pretty sure your parents did better education too. This is the reason why in the past our parents warned us over the Candymans and about pedophiles, right? If someone teach the children that strangers cannot do things to a child what the child do not like, this will open a way to the pedophiles who willing to come closer to the children with a lot of kindness and can do something to a child what can cause pleasure. But later, maybe the child gonna regret, like the lady whom I gonna mention later in this film. By the way, so in the LGBTQ education, one of the main point is that your body is yours, and you are the one who decide what's gonna happen with your body. In the last 2 years, I saw that this ideology has been diminished thanks to the forced vaccination and to the doctors who gave the order to the nurses to tighten the patients to the hospital bed so they cannot run away from the medical treatment and they cannot protest against it. Anyway, this is not the main topic. So I showed to the teacher a part of the plan. She said that this is an exceptional plan, and she has no idea in which country they're willing to use to educate this way the children. Then I showed her the front page of the plan. After that, she interrupted the conversation. So as you see, the plan is ready to point the children's attention to the sexuality under the name of education. If the attention of the child pointed to the sexuality, a pedophile can get much easier close to the children. An old man around 60 said to a lady in a talk show that nothing is wrong if an older person come close to the children and do something with their body what can cause pleasure to the child, because this lady was complaining that when she was young, an older person come to her and did something to her what caused pleasure, but as an adult she find it disturbing, this experience. And then the person said it is just now the society who judging negatively this this event, but he think that it's nothing wrong with that if you cause pleasure to a child. This means that in our society there are still people who don't know that sexuality should be the part of a relationship and not some kind of activity what you can do in your free time with adults from the same or the opposite sex, or with children, or with animals. And for the only thing what you should pay attention is to cause pleasure to your partner and do not harm them. The recipe is always the same. If they want to bring an evil plan to the society, first they always look the good side of that topic, and then they non-stop propagating the good side in their propaganda, and the people, of course, they start to believe in it, because the people has basically natural helpful attitude. People has an old-fashioned way of thinking. They always think that the politicians want to help the society. That is the reason why we vote to them, right? So politicians can easily convince the people if they want to bring something into the society, if they can provide positive propaganda. I think it is time to leave behind this old-fashioned way of thinking. If politicians want changings in our lifestyles, which lifestyles were forged through thousands of years and worked perfectly. The teaching of my parents worked perfectly against candymans and pedophiles. I don't think that we should change this type of teaching, what our parents teach to us. Before you misunderstand me, I'm not against the LGBTQ education. I have problem with the targets. I think the targets should be the adults and not the children, because sexuality is not a child topic. So my point is that every child should be taught in a normal way till his otherness is discovered. To be able for an adult to recognize the otherness of a child and to handle in a correct way that situation, education is very important. That's why I think that the adults are the one who should be taught first. My message to the LGBTQ members is to not let yourself manipulate. Pay attention of the critics of the society and remember of the past. In the 90s, example, homosexuality became more and more acceptable. We were dancing together, we went to the same party together, and nobody was complaining if one man kissing another. Even heterosexuals usually went to homosexual gay bars because they liked the atmosphere, what was there. So the otherness became more and more acceptable. Unfortunately, a secret occult society, maybe the ones which I helped, start to manipulate the members, and thanks to them nowadays we are almost in the same situation like before the 90s, when people hate gays and LGBTQ members. So please do not let yourself to be manipulated, and always pay attention for the public manners and the ethics, because as I see, most of the hatred from heterosexuals coming against LGBTQ members, because LGBTQ members often cross the rules of the ethics and the public manners. So please pay attention for these things. Thank you for your attention.